This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. A conflict at last night's Bradford City Council meeting. WVTT's Valerie Tysander is live in the WVTT digital newsroom to tell us why City Council might be getting into hot water. Valerie, what have you found out for us?
Hi, Jeff. They're saying it was a routine city council meeting, and then one man drew attention to himself and an issue other council members may have wished he hadn't. Bradford Mayor Tom Reel opened up the meeting for public comment when Foster Township Supervisor Jim Connolly Jr. jumped in. Connolly's concern started when the city borrowed $5 million worth of bonds, and in yesterday's meeting, the city decided to spend some of the bond money to buy a new fire truck. The truck will cost more than $500,000, and the reason it's so expensive, it will be custom built for the city. They also agreed to spend bond money to purchase a new truck for the Public Works Department, a truck that will double as a snowplow in the winter. Bond money is also helping pay for a police officer's promotion to sergeant. Connolly insisted the city must be kept accountable and explain how the bonds would be paid for, asking if it would mean a tax increase. Mayor Reel says it won't, but as he began to explain, Connolly and 5 people who were there with him all got up and stormed out of the meeting. Mayor Reel does say the city wouldn't have borrowed $5 million if they couldn't pay it back. And I was not able to get a hold of anyone from the Public Works Department, the Fire Department, or the mayor, but the mayor has said that he believes that Connolly may have a personal vendetta against him and his family. The next meeting will be held on November 27th when they read the preliminary budget for 2013. Back to you.
Valerie, thanks for trying to reach out to the mayor and those other city officials in Bradford, and also thanks for staying up on the story for us. WVTT's Valerie Tysander in our WVTT digital newsroom tonight. Alexa?
Well, Jeff, 2 people are dead tonight after a car crash on Route 46 in Keating Township. State police have not identified the victims pending notification of next of kin, but did say one victim was a man from Crosby, the other a woman from Beluga. Investigators say both occupants were ejected from the car and then allegedly hit by other oncoming vehicles. Police still reconstructing exactly what happened.
A Butler, Pennsylvania man is dead after his tree stand apparently gave way while he was hunting. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says a friend of 68-year-old Alan Randy Smith called police Tuesday afternoon to say that Smith hadn't returned from a hunting trip in Harmony. Now, officials searched the woods for 3 hours before finding Smith at the bottom of that tree. Authorities say it appears that the tree stand gave way and that the 20-foot fall killed him.
Jeff, a second marijuana bust in Jamestown, New York yesterday. WVTT's Wahid Amin has the details.
Local police received a tip of the power supply to a home on Lafayette Street being tampered with. Officers raided the home and found around 100 marijuana plants, 2 pounds of dried pot, as well as growing equipment, 2 long guns, and an undisclosed amount of cocaine. Arrested was 49-year-old Patrick Silk. No word yet on any possible connection between Silk and the suspects in last week's bust. Wahid Amin, News Channel 25, WVTT.
Meantime, in Olean, North Union Street could be getting a facelift soon. Olean Common Council unanimously approved a contract with Hatch Mott McDonald during Tuesday night's council meeting. The Buffalo Engineering Company provides consulting services for the North Union Street Streetscape project. Now, that project's going to redo everything from traffic flow to walking space and building and street properties. Hatch Mott McDonald employees begin work to develop a new layout for North Union next year. Those services cost nearly $220,000. That money is being paid for mostly with state funding the city received last November, roughly $20,000 coming out of the city's pocket. Now, the preliminary design will be completed within the next 9 to 12 months and then be voted on and implemented by city lawmakers upon completion.
A 5th term for the new leader of the Seneca Nation of Indians. Barry Snyder Jr. has been sworn in as president. The ceremony took place yesterday at the Seneca Gaming and Entertainment in Irving. Snyder succeeds current president Robert Adwai Porter.
Meantime, all of us here at Colonial Media and Entertainment getting into the holiday season. One of our sister radio stations, Big Bob Country, launched all Christmas music all the time. So once again, it's all Christmas music all the time on 99.1 Big Bob Country. We held a media day earlier this afternoon. Alexa.
Well, Jeff, is shopping on Black Friday a thing of the past? Well, WVTT wanted to find out. Local business owners are telling consumers to ditch the chains on Black Friday and start shopping local businesses. Marianne Klein, president of Custom Creations, says that they love the holidays and they stay open later a few days a week to help those last-minute shoppers.
It's picked up quite a little bit in the last week or so. We're excited. Of course, we love the holidays. And I will be decorating here for the holidays shortly after Thanksgiving. So even if we're close to Christmas and you're panicked because you forgot something, we can certainly get something ordered in for you.
But for victims of Hurricane Sandy in New York State, Black Friday sales are the last thing on their minds. They're concerned about how to stay warm without power and how they can rebuild with the small amount of compensation they've received from the government. That's why U.S. Senators Frank Lautenberg from New Jersey and Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand from New York joined together with 10 other senators from states impacted by Superstorm Sandy in calling on President Obama to amend his 2013 budget to request emergency aid for federal disaster assistance programs. Those senators called on the president to take quick action so the necessary funds can be appropriated to help victims of Sandy rebuild and recover.
Students at St. Bonaventure University have organized a hunger walk. It's a 5K walk or run that will be held at St. Bonaventure at 1 p.m. this Sunday, the 18th of November. Now, half the proceeds will go to an orphanage in Uganda. The other half of the proceeds usually goes to a local hunger organization, but this year, most of it will go to victims of Hurricane Sandy, Jeff.
Alexa, well-deserved relief for Hurricane Sandy victims from St. Bonaventure. Still more news on the way here on News Channel 25 WVTT. Up next, our first look at weather, and also straight ahead, our global news update, including unrest in another Middle Eastern country. We'll tell you about it next here on News Channel 25 WVTT.